1 2 1 2. Hi, so welcome to the broadcast. Oh, I need a head rest. I really do. I need to rest my head. No, I can't. Yeah, so I do these broadcasts twice a week on Thursday at 7:30 or 8:30, dependent on childcare arrangements. And on Sunday at 10:30 a.m. So you can join me live at those times to ask questions. And to ask questions during the broadcast, you send a message or call me on Skype at Rebekah Maroon. And you can always send questions at other times as well, but mark them for the broadcast. Hopefully my audio and the visuals okay. I'm assuming it is. Let me just check, just to make sure. Yep, seems okay. Yes, thank you, Lee. I'm a little bit tired, but I should be okay to at least do an hour. It's really funny doing these broadcasts because because I don't like I don't have any plans of what I'm going to talk about, but I know like tonight is the night of use of the broadcast, and you know, the camera goes on and stuff, and I get all set up. I'm live on the internet. Live on the internet. So the freedom that I point to is not something found or discovered in time. It's not something that has to be worked towards. It's not something that you as a separate person can find in time. But it's a freedom. I would say it's ultimate freedom, because it never leaves. It can't not be freedom. Whereas a pleasure is temporary. A pleasure, you can find it, have it, enjoy it, and it can end. It will leave. It's temporary. Whereas this freedom can't be found, and therefore it can't leave. It isn't a thing. It isn't an object, an appearance. So it isn't in that moving flow of appearances, of objects, of things. So then where is this freedom that's being pointed to or spoken about? Because it isn't a thing, it has no location. If I said it was here, it means it isn't here. It has no location. It can't be limited to a position. This freedom is beyond time, beyond location, beyond everything. But not beyond, again, as a location. You can imagine beyond being a location again, as a position. But beyond as in, it can't be found in any particular thing, in any particular location. It's unfindable, unknowable. And yet it's all that is. So as that person who's looking for this freedom, This person who itself is an apparent thing, an apparent something, and it can only look for other things. So this apparent person can never find this. That apparent person is an appearance in this. It's not something separate the way it feels itself to be. It feels itself to be something separate from everything else. It feels it exists as a separate being or a separate entity. And with that sense of being something separate, something, because you are now something separate from everything else, and then you will seek to find completion, wholeness, the end of that sense of separation. And so it seeks for that completion in so many things, in experiences, in other people, in objects, in career and making it, in politics and fixing the world, fixing the issues of the body. So many different things it will try and find fulfillment in. Try and end that sense of incompleteness. But that end of the incompleteness isn't found in a thing. That end of that incompleteness is here, is right here. The death of the person is right here. It can only be here. In what's happening, life happening, everything. But as that separate person, it can only look for it in time. And so in these talks, there's a continuous pointing back to freedom, pointing back to what is actually happening. Because this is the freedom. It doesn't exist in that story of you, in that story in time. This is it. This is it. This needs nothing because it's already everything. It's already all there is. And it's not happening to somebody. It's just happening. It's just appearing, flowing freely, appearing freely. It's not caged. What you truly are isn't caged. It's impossible. So you're more than welcome to ask any questions. So Catfish is asking, I can see that there is no completion to be found in the story, the career, the lover, the status, the money. But where is then the drive to change? I mean, can there be improvement for the person next to seeing there isn't a person really there? Well, as a person, it really feels like without you, then nothing would happen. It really feels as if you are the one in charge, as if you're in the controller's seat and you're conducting all this to happen. It really feels as if without you being there, then what happens to the body, to my family, to my job and my life, if I'm not in that driver's seat anymore? It really feels as if when the person's there, it really feels as if you've been choosing things. You've been the one deciding to change or not change, to do yoga or not do yoga, to eat healthy or not eat healthy. It feels as if you're the one in charge of this appearance. I mean, Paul Hederman is enlightened, but he still goes to AA, if I'm not wrong. So there is some acknowledging of the conditioning, being addicted, and is changing from an old conditioning to a new conditioning. I'm not sure why I'm asking this. I feel disempowered, which is old conditioning, and I'd like to find empowerment, but that seems not to be found in non-duality, and I'm not sure how to split those two up. It feels as if that empowerment comes naturally, that empowerment to change a living situation or whatever, that empowerment comes naturally. There'll be a natural urge or an attraction to do those things. Um, and I think some speakers might say you can do those other things. So look for empowerment courses or whatever, do other things alongside non-duality. And that's okay. But I kind of feel like from this experience, it's like those things like empowerment and changing the conditioning happen regardless. They happen on their own. It happens anyway. Oops. What's getting in the way of that is this sense of you being some kind of controller, like you exist as someone and you have some kind of part to play in this, and that's an illusion. It's not true. There isn't someone separate here that has any part to play. This is unfolding on its own. This is happening on its own. No, you won't find empowerment in non-duality. You won't find it in terms of for you to feel empowered through non-duality. Empowerment is who you actually are. Yes, I see it's an illusion, but it's hard to trust. It's hard to trust it to all happen on its own when I see him in some weird fear. Yeah. But this doesn't need your trust. That sense that you exist has some kind of heart or power. It's just not true. That sense of you is an appearance, only an appearance. It has no reality or power behind it. It's no different to any other appearance that's appearing. But it feels as if you're really important, as if you're really somebody who exists and you're important, and without you, life wouldn't be happening. But it's just not true. Life is happening. Thanks for your question. Catfish. Hi, Moro. Mauro, maybe. Mauro. Hi, Rebekah. What can I do to make it happen? I mean, some masters of past taught about self-inquiry. Do I have to wait the grace of God? What can I do to make it happen? Yeah. The grace of God. But this is it. This is already happening. What can I do to make it happen? Make what happen? What do you want to happen? What are you imagining that needs to happen or has to happen? What are you hoping to happen? Oh, he's offline. Maybe he's not on. That was 9:01. That's you as someone in time, waiting for something to happen, waiting for grace to happen. Maybe he's offline now. Maybe he's left. Hi, Brian. Why do you and others live stream about non-duality? Do only seekers listen? Why do you and others live stream about non-duality? Um, Well, I don't know. It just happened. Like some people do videos about sport or makeup tutorials or music or whatever. Whatever the passion is of that human, or an expression of that passion. So whether it be about makeup or clothes or music or what football or whatever it is, but this human, it just started to happen. There was such a love that started to appear, this love, and there was just this natural wanting to express it. It just started to happen, the expressing of it, of this beauty. There's no other beauty that's beautiful. There's no other beauty from this experience. There's nothing else that's as beautiful as this message of freedom, this message of home, this message of what's experiencing this. Where is this coming from? There's nothing more beautiful. But I don't know why anything happens. It just seems to happen. Do only seekers listen? Well, that's the beauty of this message. There isn't anybody listening. Well, there's nobody speaking, there's nobody also listening. It's just some humans are attracted to these talks, to this message. And it isn't a someone in the body that's drawn to it. It's just a drawing to it, a pull to it, an attraction to it. Like the ocean gets pulled towards the moon. Or like gravity. It's just what seems to happen. Thanks for your question, Brian. Low. Low. Yes, this is catfish. Yes, I feel the illusion. And I feel me holding onto it when you're speaking. That's a strange, sweet feeling. I don't know. Maybe that's true. Maybe it's not. Maybe that's a truthful expression of what's happening. But this is like what word would you use? Like a nakedness, or a, like emptiness, or a, like a non-sticky surface or something. Like it can't stick. It's just appearances flowing. expressing without them being a reality or being true. They're just appearances. It's interpretations of, oh, it's just this, it's just that. It's just appearing, and it's gone. It's not meaningful. It doesn't mean anything. This doesn't mean anything. And that's freedom. Like, there's relative meaning in communication. I know what you mean, but it's not a reality or a truth or meaningful or a permanent truth. It's just an appearance, a flavor, an expression. This is how this is appearing. Just emptiness. Seemingly appearing as forms, as movements. But they're empty. They're floating. They mean nothing. Indecision. Can indecision still happen? This is Willander. Can indecision still happen? Indecision. What's that like? Not knowing what to decide. Indecision. I don't know. Is that happening now? Indecision. I'm sure it can, yeah, but it's not. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything. It's not like it's crucial or really important. It'll be fleeting, and then there'll be a choice made. It's not. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And social anxiety, worrying or feeling insecure. Worrying or feeling insecure. I don't know. Well, as a stutterer or stammerer, they call it stuttering in America and stammering in England. As a stammerer, it's quite common to have social anxiety or have anxiety around talking to people and things. I think I have that sometimes, anxiety. Is it anxiety? Or a bit of nervousness or a sense of, or I have to speak now or I have to like interact now. Worrying or feeling insecure. I don't know. Like, it doesn't matter. I don't know. Like, however the body is here, it's just the body being what it is, the pattern, the conditioning, the habits of the body. I'm not claiming to be some, like, someone who's arrived at some kind of perfection or some kind of unconditioned state. Not at all. What I'm talking about is irrelevant of the body's behavior, conditioning, patterns. I'm not at all talking about some perfection of this, of things not being there anymore. So I'm not really sure. Yeah. Thank you, Willander, for your question. talking about fully human experience, a fully human thing, not a spiritually removed thing, state, but a fully human state, the body being the body, however the body is, even more so being the body, even more so being its authenticness of the body, even more. Like we've been avoiding, as separate people, we've been avoiding the humanness, avoiding it, the rawness and the brutalness of the human condition. We're afraid of being who we are as human. We're afraid of humanness. We're trying to get away from who we are and be something else, present a different, more acceptable persona or a more acceptable image. And that's suffering, not being what you are. That's not a pleasant way to live, to be being something other than what you naturally are, to try and please or impress or get love from other people. I think it's really wonderful how humans are becoming more who they are, like more accepting of who they are, more proud and more loving of who they are. And that's just so beautiful, so beautiful. And that's where the freedom is, that's where the empowerment comes from, you being you, uniquely you. And we've been taught out of that, taught to not be what we are. But this is a coming back to what the human naturally is. And you as a person can't come back, but as the person's not, or let's say there's more holes in the person, or the person's not so strongly appearing, then there'll be the naturalness of the body, the naturalness of the flow. And that natural joy. I love watching clouds in the sky. They are so beautiful. It would maybe it would be strange to point it out to others. They don't really notice them. I could try and convert them by speaking. Is it like that? I love watching clouds in the sky. They're so beautiful. It would be strange to point it out to others. They don't really notice them. I could try and convert them by speaking. I'm not sure what you mean, Brian. Why do you want to convert others? I'm not sure what you mean. But feel free to expand before I end the broadcast. I never had any idea this would be about loving who I am. Like, I thought it would be about getting away from who I am. Like, that was the hope, escaping this expression, and this what was happening, escaping it. And this is a taking of everything away. All these hopes of escaping, it's taking it all away. And there's pain in the body at this. And there's no escaping that. Because this is where freedom is. That pain can't hurt you. That discomfort can't hurt you. It's impossible. Who are you? Are you a limited entity in the body? I think Brian's gone cloud watching, so thanks, Brian, for your question. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, and but I'm back on Sunday at 10:30 a.m. so you can join me then. So, okay, bye. See you on Sunday. Bye.